And welcome back. Last we left off, our heroes, yeah, we'll go with that word, in pursuit of a large number of goals, truly like all the goals, had arrived in the town of Gulwyn on the northernmost extent of Durhamshire Isle and enlisted the aid of local guide, the Tabaxi Ink on Skin, to lead them through the jungle to the city of Durnhold further south. After a brief excursion to acquire some mounts, you set off and had an encounter with a rather friendly, if mischievous, and significantly snarky dryad that Balgorus nearly got into an issue with, but moving along. In any case, the Dryad, who, due to a not yet fully explained scenario, is the sister-in-law of Ink on Skin, which is comical. Moving past her grove, you discovered that a critical segment of the trail had been washed away, and were forced to divert through the nearby ruins of a once grand pre-collapsed city, now long abandoned. As you made your way through the mountain that sat between yourselves and the city, you were beset by a giant creature of some sort of tunneling beast, which proved remarkably durable. However, this frankly massive party was equally formidable, and managed to eventually slay the creature despite two members of the party getting to experience the first part of its digestive tract at separate occasions. Limbs still attached, you continued onwards into the ruins of the city itself and realized just how grand the ancient Tabaxi Empire that had once ruled these waters had truly been, being a city easily able to rival that of the greatest ones of this age, if not grander in scale in many a way. Hurriedly, at your guide's insistence, you were attempting to make your way through the whole city before nightfall. However, you realized this was a fool's errand, and instead took shelter atop one of its many temples. During the night at this holy site, tied to several gods, including Helm, the not-so-pleased patron of a particular member of the party, Balgorus had a rather disturbing vision, and you all woke up to him screaming bloody murder. After briefly discussing the situation, you noticed a new star hanging low in the morning sky. Not a star at all, though. Comet, in the direction of your destination, not in the direction of your destination at the moment, but apparently pointing towards an entirely different goal. Now, rested, mostly anyway, you complete your morning preparations once more and prepare to set off again on the second day of this journey. So you are all still standing at the top of this temple. It's a stepped pyramid like many of the other grand structures here. This one being smaller than the initial massive structure you had emerged from side of, and even smaller than some of the massive ones that were ringing the perimeter. By now you've crossed probably 60% of the city proper. There's still quite a bit ahead of you, and from your perspective now, and from what you were able to see, you find that the city sits kind of in a large valley between different mountains. It appears that you'll have to either traverse above or below another mountain in order to leave this valley, in order to actually reach back towards the main trail, so you can get back on the road towards the actually inhabited city in the south. As it stands now, though, it is the pre-dawn hours. It's about 5:30 in the morning, in fact. And Balgorus, after a terrible night's sleep, the only thought in your mind is blood. For multiple reasons.
Blood from a stream, blood because he's, twice. He started to look a little bit like,
He's looking very sallow, very, He looks like he has tuberculosis. Not looking so good.
I was thinking more God, but
no, he's like that whole, his whole body looks like it's consuming itself. He's looking pretty fucked up.
There's a better name for it's TB, but
consumption is in fact the historic name. Because of how it makes you look, which oddly enough, it was sexualized in the 16th and 17th century.
Oh,
seen
yeah.
as making men and women very attractive. It was also seen as the source of creativity, because if you survive TB, I guess that was a good thing.
I was thinking it was more,
I see you playing games here.
I was thinking more, this, a parasite, and, that's, basically, like a lot of their...
Look up TB victim, and you'll see what I mean. Not that they're attractive. I don't feel that they're attractive, but you'll see what the appearance is. But in any case, the day is yours.
Hmm.
Well, what was happening? I don't. I just woke up with like a terrible nightmare.
You had the nightmare too?
Oh no, the young dragon man over there.
I misunderstood what you said.
Really get that a lot.
Or you
Speaking of which, Blue, how are you doing there?
check your mic.
Oh, my apologies.
He's too busy playing Railroader to listen.
No, I'm not. I'm actually
I
just checking
saw the
mods.
Steam thing pop up.
No, I was actually checking my mods list,
Mods.
making sure it worked. So I might play that later tonight. Continuing on. Do not call me Blue Striped Man.
You can call me Striped Man.
Why do I anticipate anything better?
I mean,
I think we should head moving on, though. Our path is clear.
Agreed. We have a couple more hours to the city proper. To note, we are going through the outskirts now. Less built up, more overgrown. I should say, I've only... Excuse me?
Hopefully there is something to eat.
You look hungry in a couple of ways. We have breakfast, at least.
I do not need the sustenance of a normal man.
Yes, you do. You need both, currently.
Oh, yes, I do, but
Yeah.
I could go longer without
And
eating regular food
As
than I
he,
can
as
without the
he
next
says
step.
that, your stomach just
Rumbles. And rumbles and shakes.
What's on the menu today, Ink?
And you see that Ink is currently sitting over a griddle plate he's put over the fire and is frying up some... You can't tell what type of meat it is. It looks to have been dried and potentially cured. Perhaps dinosaur bacon, you have no clue. As well as some eggs that are definitely not chicken eggs. They're a bit smaller. And you don't recall him having any, so he must have found them around the temple, but... Eggs,
Copy
bacon,
it.
and some travel biscuits are... not a bad choice for breakfast.
it was tastes a little bit of water vortex over wire skin puts into the mess cup, part of the mess kit, and touches up the biscuit and makes a little cottage.
Honestly, I'm more surprised that you even eat ants at all. I know we can, but like, do you not prefer meat? He says to you, QS. CR
As he says, QS does have the other portion that is in his meat product that he puts in there. But it is,
He's domesticated.
I eat a little bit of everything.
That she is, yes.
You watch as Balgor starts to take a bite of his food, and then he just hands the rest of it to... He eats a little bit, but then he just hands the rest to Icarus.
Who happily gobbles it up.
Does nip your finger a little bit because not exactly that trained yet.
I don't think that
And
he hand
Balgor is
eating
flies
Icarus.
so
I think
far
he
in.
threw it at Icarus.
Yeah, no. If Icarus were to nip it right now, we would watch as basically like how some people like growl at their dogs, except Balgor's just goes straight vampire.
Balgor just punches him in the face.
oh, what a monster! Terrible pet owner.
Like I was saying that about an ambush drake.
To be fair, Icarus has an intelligence of 4, which is on par with dogs.
But Balgor says not taught it to be mindful of not to chop on your fingers yet.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair, it takes like 2 years to teach that to a fucking golden retriever. So.
Balgor just does like... You just watch as his face just turns towards him and goes full, like, vampiric fang monster.
And then just that's out. Look, it just acts away.
Well, meanwhile, Icarus makes a wisdom save. Ah, let me expand the window. I can't see. That didn't roll. Where the fuck is
Yes,
that?
it did.
It did.
The
Here, I'll
number
give you a
isn't in the
stat to
log.
beat.
Can you
Let's
guys
see
see any
how, let's see how high Valgor's
I
intimidation
still
is
have
right
it still
now.
on, yeah.
Actually, it's not as high as because I never really specialized in it.
Well, Icarus just rolled a natural 1 wisdom charisma save, so he's not in a he's intimidated.
Valgor's is not very intimidating right now either, but it does work.
Yeah. Well, in any event, we should probably get moving.
Yes.
One day ahead of us. As it is, this diversion has delayed our arrival up to a day. We shall see.
Jesus.
We have the last time I was here, which was some time ago. The old exit was overgrown. Hopefully, we can pass through. Otherwise, it is going to be a even further delay as we have to go over the mountain.
Well, at least we're not having to deal with shift in sands.
Is that worse?
It can be, especially if there's rust monsters.
Hmm.
What
I
monster?
don't know what that is, but okay.
Anything metal, they tend to eat.
Well, that doesn't seem like too much of a problem if all it does is eat metal.
Unless
Well,
you
you ain't
put
it.
into metal things. Eats your
You
sword.
just kill it
won't be a
before it eats the
problem.
metal. I don't see the problem. Valgor's has never encountered a rust monster, so he has no basis. He always like, oh, it eats metal. Just kill it before it eats the metal.
Yeah. No,
See, this is the
Warlord
elaborate.
knows how dangerous rust monsters are for any person in this party right now, but Valgor's does not.
well, it'd be hilarious because if you had an encounter with a rust monster, you're just standing there ass naked.
Yes.
He's gonna eat all your clothes.
So would Torin. So would Forrester.
The only
So would
person who,
Roxby.
only one person in
No.
this party has magic
Nope,
metal
nope,
armor.
Nope,
Mine-
nope, nope. Mine's
mine would
wooden
be
splint
fine.
armor. I got that high grade Japanese shit.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck off.
Hey,
Kirby's is like, I don't know what you're talking about in his loincloth.
war.
Yeah.
Mine is studded leather.
Oh, I thought you were wearing a
Eat the
breastplate.
studs off.
No, all they would eat is like the little metal studs, and then it would just.
Then the
pop out
buckles.
Armor.
And your
Yeah.
buckles.
Well,
Yeah,
it'll
those fall
deteriorate in the
apart.
proximity of the monster.
The only one here who would not have a concern with some extent with their armor. Well, 2 people: Corky Scratch, who's wearing literally like cloth, and Lotus, who's wearing Elven Chain, which would be immune to that because it is technically a magic item.
Then +2 studded leather.
I'm sorry, you have +2 studded leather?
Because of the one
Oh,
lady.
you took Susanna's armor. I forgot.
Fair.
Not magical though.
Yeah, looking at Corky Scratch's gear, we've got
Better quality.
+2 studded leather armor, the robe of useful items, and blue and gold lingerie.
Wait, you stole her underwear too? No.
No, that was the underwear she bought.
Yeah, that's true.
You did take her underwear, but you didn't. I don't think anyone's
I
wearing
looked-
Susanna's
I
underwear.
thought she could hide some items on her, and I felt very,
Back to Nolan.
very remorseful
fair-
for having to do it.
Susanna does not wear a bra; she wears a corset. So
Exactly, a perfect place to hide a
And
hidden
fun.
knife or something.
Yeah.
She was stripped when she went in that jail cell.
yep. Moving
It
on.
just reminds me, the fucking friend walks into the bar and she's like, "Can you give me a hand? My boyfriend's fucking useless." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "He doesn't understand a corset actually has to be fucking tight."
It's like, let's pausing for 1 second. Did he not just tighten it to the point where she said it was tight enough? Did she just pull
No.
until she says good and then go to the next strap? Like what?
No, he didn't. It was very loose. I don't want to hurt you. It's like, oh my god, this bitch is giving birth, bro. You're not gonna hurt her with some cloth.
I mean, you could, but like, you'd have to try. Anyway, moving on from underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we be off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Setting off, you quickly remount your various Triceratopses as Ink rides astride his on, and you begin to make your way through the remaining part of the city. For the better part of 2 hours, you continue to walk at ground level this time, rather than trying to stick to the upper walkways and buildings. It's a fairly slow process. The city here is far more broken up. You're more in a, I guess for lack of a better word, suburban area. The buildings here are smaller. Those that still stand look to have once been housing or smaller shops. Most, however, are in ruins. Unlike the grand structures of the downtown, for lack of a better term, parts of the city, where their sheer scale and their construction has enabled them to survive these 1,000-odd years, here, there's little more than rubble and trees growing up between the rubble, which is, of course, causing it to become a maze and tangled mess of vines and plant growth and broken pieces of stonework that have really snarled up progress. Overall, it's a very slow, methodical march through. It's about 2.5 hours into the journey when you begin to hear a rumbling sound. You see Ink just kind of sit up on his tire and like call for a stop, like, higher ground. We need to get to slightly higher ground. Something's coming. That way. He points up towards kind of a hilly area off to the south of you somewhat. He's heading in that direction. I assume you all follow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Making your way up to the top of the hill, you kind of settle down for a moment, and then you can see a dust cloud being kicked up. Despite the wet nature of everything, the sheer quantity of motion is causing mud and dirt to be thrown skyward. It doesn't take long to see what exactly this is. It's a herd of elephants, hundreds strong, begins plodding its way down what was once a major thoroughfare, knocking over all the small vegetation and trampling out all but the mighty trees. This wall of brownish-gray beasts, these massive creatures just plodding its way northbound. Occasionally, the trumpeting sound of calls deafens all of you in the area around. Just this wall of meat makes its way down the alley.
Is that normal?
I mean, the herds are normal. Occasionally they come through here. I don't see why they wouldn't. They don't appear to be rushing, just moving. There's a water source north of the city. They might be going there. Okay, sure.
It's DD that
Greetings.
game.
Gotcha.
So. I mean, Balgoris, do you intend to hunt today?
We could pick the one out that lags behind.
We'd have to go for the young. The adults are dangerous. Not that they would be less dangerous if you take their young, but you know what I mean.
Well, we just have to pick one that's at the rear of the group. Usually that's where they hide the older.
We could take it. We should probably take it.
Okay. The herd is massive. There will be stragglers towards the far end. We'll wait for a time. Then we will have to get down there and prepare an ambush. I'm curious.
Younger olds, it does not matter.
Something that big that'll fill him up for a little bit.
Garish, Mr. Forrester. I'm curious what your goals with this hunt would be. I have my own methods, but I always like to learn. And you yourself are a hunter from a faraway land. Why don't you lead this one?
These are larger than what I'm normally used to.
Hey,
But
a big creature's a big creature. Don't let it hit you.
yes.
So I would like you to tell me how you're planning on separating an elephant from a massive fucking herd and taking it down in a means that Belgor's can have it. This is a open-ended question for you guys to devise hunting strategy now, because I think this will be a little fun.
Head smashed in buffalo jump recreation. Let's go.
I don't think there's a cliff nearby we can use.
You have to run them up a building, which would be difficult.
I was thinking something.
And if they're dead, it does me nothing.
All we have to do is.
Oh, a lot of them survived when they fell.
Are these Asian elephants or are these?
These would be Indian elephants. These would not be African bush elephants.
Okay, so these are big motherfuckers.
No, they're small. They're small.
It's
They're
a
still big,
fucking
but they're
elephant.
smaller than an African elephant.
It's a large-sized creature, not a huge-sized creature.
Yeah.
US finds a looks at one that seems to be what the rest has and levitate
What is the weight limit on Tate?
500.
These do weigh significantly more than 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Tristan, I was going to recommend a fireball for once. I was actually going to recommend.
That is going to
fireball.
result in.
That's they haven't made concern.
Yes, but I want you to put it in front of them.
Are these Asian or which elephants are these?
Asian.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna be terrified of fire either way.
Or small?
Still,
Or
still over
half?
1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
For a young one, it says 200 pounds.
Yeah, for a newborn.
Yeah. A juvenile is easily going to be over 500. But again, Tristan, do you have firewall prepared by chance?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I think I have that as a spell.
What does Waya have?
The only spells that
I got Flaming Sphere.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have flaming spear for her too.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Yeah, your lightest elephant's gonna weigh 3,600 pounds at adult.
So,
as an Asian elephant.
Exile, what is the thoroughfare that they're passing through? Like, how big is it?
So this would have once been a fairly major street. It's not.
How wide across?
4-lane, 2-lane.
This would be 2 lanes plus a turning lane. So this would probably be about 60 feet across. Its current width, due to the overgrown nature of things, is probably closer to 35 to 40 feet. Depending on the specific section, it can narrow down to 20.
Does she have call lightning?
Yes, she does.
There you go.
I will say it is beginning to rain. A little bit. Just a trickle. Not a storm.
Call lightning. That'll start breaking up the herd and they'll start to panic.
And if they panic, how many come this way?
Now, that's also the caveat, would Lotus even agree to that? Because she is very much the humanitarian hippie.
I will say, because it's a new day, if you want to change some of your prepared spells for Lotus, you could, and she does have the spell Wallfire.
Yes, but I don't know. I started to think about that, and I was like, I could, but I don't.
The DM is allowing it.
So what's
Okay,
going on?
We encountered a herd of elephants. I am at 2 blood points. An elephant seems like a really good idea to try and feed me before I start getting to the point where everyone becomes a member of the menu.
Which happens the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, you might wake up and someone will have fangs around their throat. And I am in no control over at that point if I will eat you or not.
Oh, this is
I'll probably get a wisdom save, but if I drop to 0 and there is no wisdom save, I will just hunt you.
No, there is no wisdom save. If you the tooltip specifically says you will kill them.
Yeah.
If I do Wall of Fire, that's going to instantly get rid of that 4th level.
And we also don't know if I have the same
I don't want
if
that.
I turn people through biting or if I have to engage in a ritual. We don't know that yet because we've never tried to engage in that.
Correct.
Give me a moment.
All I am lucky is that Baramathras does not know where I am. Because if I was this low, I'd be probably have to make some more fucking checks.
Yes, you can feel her angst through your distant connection. We could also move on for easier play. Choose to try.
We
Well,
have a
as-
couple of ideas. Our druid, if she agrees to it, would she? There's a couple of spells in her purview that she could use. We could call a storm to break up the herd and cause them to panic, or we could cause a wall of fire to break the herd up. We're considering.
One thought of mine. We have your 4 Triceratops. We should use them defensively. If we break up the herds, chances are good some will run this way. The Triceratops are strong. We put them in a half-circle wall, the elephants will not charge through that. They will go around. It'll keep us safe.
Why don't we try and speak to one to get one to come away?
I'm sorry, you're going to try and talk it into letting him eat it?
No, we're just trying to lead it away with angst of something else.
Do we have a spell that can summon a storm of mice?
Elephants are way too fucking smart for that.
I think Lotus does have summon creature. I just don't know what level it is yet at this point.
There's conjure woodland beings.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood.
I mean,
8 fey creatures with a challenge rating of 1/4 or lower. Fey mice.
A bunch of pixies. A bunch of pixies.
Exile, you aren't looking at the right one then. If you're
Yeah, conjure animals would also do it.
Look, they're scientifically proven to be terrified of mice.
Hey, Exile.
Yeah.
One fey creature of challenge rating 2 or lower is an option for woodland beings.
Or 8 creatures of challenge rating 1/4 or lower.
Yeah, well, we don't need mice.
I still like the idea.
What challenge rating are wisp?
A wisp?
Yeah.
Let me check. A will-o-wisp is CR2.
Ooh. Really?
But-
Oh yeah, they do have actually some pretty decent abilities. They're actually
they
kind
can
of.
kill you in one hit.
I have wall of fire prepped, so we could do that method. if you want.
I think call lightning because it covers a bigger area would be better. But yeah,
It's a 60.
and then she could just focus on not directly killing them if she
Or-
wouldn't be comfortable with that. We do kind of have to consider how her character would play it out a little bit.
Hey, 60-foot cylinder versus 60-foot wall.
60-foot wall would easily cover the entire width of the path. And I will say, by now, as you've been having this discussion, more than half of the herd has moved past you, and it is starting to thin out. It is less of a consistent mass and more... It's a large number of individuals, but they're not walking, like, right next to each other anymore.
Somebody gonna
About
fucking do
Gorse?
something?
Balgorse does not care if it's young or old at this point.
No, we'll use wall of fire. It's easy.
All right, do it.
Okay, so use Wall of Fire to break up the herd, and then we chase one?
I can ensnare one and at least slow it down.
Alright.
And then cavalry charge to it.
Cavalry charge, do whatever we need to do to get you within biting distance, essentially. Or you
Cavalry
could try
charge it is.
sneaking down there and getting closer.
I guess at that point, Balgor starts to shift positions with the mortars. I think you should take lead on this. That is more your purview than mine.
Oh,
He
you
still has
don't
not
want
taken
to-
Mountain Combatant, but
I was gonna say. You don't
Really? He
want to
doesn't have
try-
mounted combatant?
nope.
Wow.
You want to try sneaking down there and getting closer? First,
We currently
Balgor
you're
just knocks on his
probably-
breastplate.
You're probably at least 100 feet away from the closest elephant right now.
still within easy range of both the spell and my shot, but yeah.
Yeah, I could just start pelting it with fucking
Your Eldritch
fucking
Blast have that range? You don't have
yep,
spells
120.
Oh, you took the Eldritch Invocation to make it go further, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
No?
That's default. Max range is 120.
Really? Oh, wow. Hmm.
Oh wow, we didn't actually get the. Oh, yep, there you go. Yeah, range 120.
All right. Now is the time. Are we doing this?
Yes.
Alright. And
Oh man.
Let's go.
why is it saying Shadowblade? What the fuck? Oh, she was still concentrating on Shadowblade for some reason. Whatever.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you close those.
Yeah.
Goodness
Corky's
gracious,
still
great wall of
concentrating
fire.
on Lantern. Yep.
Well,
I can't wait
that.
for this to go terribly.
Yes, me neither. So, I'm trying to think of how I want to play this.
Just as faded back up. Oh well, just in case.
I'm trying to think of if I need you to roll to scare the elephants with a wall of fire.
No.
Because I like the concept of rolling magical intimidation, but
Rolling for intimidation magically.
I feel like I feel like you'd have to roll the elephant against
Not
some
for-
arbitrary number.
Yeah, not for the fucking us.
Yeah,
'cause,
not
like,
for us, not for the player specifically, but I feel like the elephants would have
Yeah.
to roll.
the elephants will have to roll. But the question is, so
I mean, it's pretty much got to be a guaranteed failure though, because it's like very historically known that you could light a pig on fire at a war elephant, and that bitch is running the other way.
Well, yeah, animals are naturally averse to fire because they just know that
'Cause
that
it's
is
bad.
bad.
Elephants are skittish as fuck.
okay,
Watch we get a
so
male bull.
let's
I guess male bull is redundant. We
let's
get a
do
bull
this then.
elephant.
Tell me your full plan. Like, kick it off.
So, with Wall of Fire dropping in front of the back of, like, the back smallest group of elephants that we can,
Mhm.
separating them from the rest of the herd, they will become skittish and, let's see, I will take my bow and
So, you set forth this. Well, Lotus releases this literal wall of flames in front, and you see the 20 or 30 elephants, which are still behind the wall, immediately begin to they immediately begin to if not panic, certainly question their decisions as the group begins to kind of split up and separate out. Some of the younger ones begin running, begin moving in different directions, and the parents that are near them begin chasing after them. There are now elephants running in every single direction, including a trio of them, one young, two adults, that are running directly at your group and are rapidly closing distance at this point.
we have the Triceratops.
Pick one, Sir Forester. I will back you up with damage.
Is there any
That's what I.
that you said there's 3 running at us?
There are 3 running in your direction right now. Not directly at you, but like in your direction.
Are any of them male?
Yes,
Or
one of
either
them
the
is
2
male.
adults? Okay.
It is one adult male, one adult female, one juvenile male.
You're very hungry, right?
Get it.
I load my pistol with a walloping shot and take aim.
Okay.
Alright, well,
Whoever's
I-
attacking,
Oh.
make your attack rolls.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Let me figure out what the AC of an elephant is real quick.
Oh,
I know.
Here's
Man,
an
that
elephant.
shot.
My attacking.
that's gonna go fucking.
Do you have a ranged weapon that you can throw at an
Oh,
elephant
God.
that is currently
You've
60 odd
gone
feet away
horribly
from you?
wrong. KJ.
So I hit it with
will
a
it.
wall.
Let
hit it
me
with a-
have Incon Skin also roll this because it's clear this is needed. So
Yeah,
let me.
Technically
I'm
have a
aiming at the male,
javelin, but I
if it
figured
wasn't
I'd be running
obvious.
at it.
So Incon Skin hits with a 25.
Okay.
Was it 20 hit?
Hey,
Yeah, 20 hits. You
Hey,
need 12.
Exile.
Yes.
Does he have ensnaring strike?
I need a DC 10 strength saving throw from you,
No.
Exile.
DC 10 strength for the elephant?
Yeah, for the walloping shot to knock it prone.
Oh my god, okay. Just so you know, elephants do have a strength of 22, so
Damn.
15.
All right, let's do the second bolt. Because that's always 2. Hey, that's enough to hit.
Yeah, 12 hits, 12 just hits. Let's get some damage. Which elephant are you attacking of the 3 that are running in your general direction? Someone
Oh,
He was shooting at.
Yeet.
Focus fire.
Man, you can't hit
Get
the
the
broadside
mail.
of a barn, Garish.
It
Which
gets pulled
elephant
10
are you
feet
aiming
towards
at?
us.
The lead one.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
shooting at the male elephant. Because
So
we have
5,
bigger
9.
elephants.
Let me roll ink on skins damage.
I need to
And it is pulled
Uh,
10 feet towards us.
But you
Uh,
will not closer.
I see a total of 19 damage so far.
Hold on, I gotta roll. Roll my damage. Plus 9, 28.
Nowhere near enough.
Nope.
But I mean, it's enough to hurt it.
9 more damage.
Guess make another. That's a miss.
Am
Yeah,
I
you
allowed
have
to-
time for one more attack before this now angry elephant charges directly at you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I was.
We're not trying to kill
Hearing
it.
the bangs of the gunshots going off and all the spells, the other 2 elephants break. The male elephant
Another
lowers its head.
DC 10 strength saving throw.
Holy cow, I can't click my button, you guys. Please.
Sorry.
No worries.
Nico,
There.
Nico, is your mic even on? I haven't heard you say a single word since you got back.
He is on.
Is that
He dropped
not
out
here?
again.
Yeah, he just left because he said people were talking over him. I didn't hear him say a single word. Did you guys?
No.
I
No.
couldn't hear anyone because so many people.
I heard
were
him.
talking.
I heard him ask, is he charging at it? And I would assume no. We're not charging at it. We're trying to hit it from range before it gets close.
Anyways, I do 25 with guiding bolt. Next attack has advantage.
Do you want to take it? Or did you hit with your ensnaring strike already?
I hit. So ensnaring strike works just off of the, hey, if you hit the target, it activates. It needs to roll a saving throw. It has advantage because
Yeah, the
it's a
elephant
large
succeed on strength saving throw. All right, you might want to stop attacking it. As the elephant begins to, is just impact after impact after impact whacks into this creature. It starts to stumble and kind of comes up short of you, probably about 30 feet away, just kind of staggered.
I was right now.
Snack
You watch
time,
Val Gorge
pal.
just like, takes a leap off and then just like a revenant just jumps
Make an
onto
acrobatics
this
check.
thing. Okay.
If you're gonna try and tackle a fucking elephant, I need to see how you do it.
Can I do athletics instead of acrobatics?
You may. That's
19.
enough. Yeah, 19's pretty good. Yeah, you go soaring towards it and manage to, as you go for a running jump, you don't clear the elephant. You don't have the top, but you kind of latch onto the side of its head, kind of.
That's a lot of weight. I'm a full-grown man in plate
Yeah,
armor.
and it is at a 3rd health now, so like it's not pleased.
All right, let's go for the traditional.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah. Needs
Oh.
And I guess he has to beat
strength
my,
check.
my spell save. Oh yeah, contested strength check. Well, let's see how this goes. It's probably gonna beat me.
It is an elephant. I've rolled it. Oh,
Ooh.
boy.
22.
Hold on.
The horse is hungry.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay.
Does it meet or beat, or do I meet and beat? What is the roll there?
Target's contested, so.
It throws me off, I guess.
Mm.
I mean,
That's how you
I'd say
manage
you
to
didn't
grab
get a
on.
bite off, but you might still look
here's the
cold.
thing: meet to beats versus in a contested check means you're not able to latch on, but it also can't toss you. You are locked in this night right now.
You're still on him. Oh.
You guys all watch as this elephant begins bucking like a fucking bull, and
There's
Belgor's
elephant
just
now.
holding on by his arms, ragdoll bodying off the side of this elephant's head.
You've got it, kiddo.
I would say we should help him, but if we shoot it anymore, I'm pretty sure it will die.
Frankly, this is entertaining enough.
US fans are what will watch, and he's a lever of fake charge. Others, you have advantage at next time you roll.
Let's see if that rolls. All right, let's try again.
Okay, yeah, round 2. It is going to attempt to throw you.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't roll as high this
Lucky
time.
does not come in one of my other abilities. I always have to go to the sheet for it. Let's do it again. Oh, that's why. I'll just have it as equipped. That way it'll come up. Okay.
Let's see it.
All right,
I've
contested
already
strength
rolled
check
for the elephant.
Advantage.
with advantage.
With advantage, yeah.
19.
Yeah. 18. You finally managed to sink your teeth in, and you can't get through its thick skin most places, so you end up kind of clawing around and sinking in right behind its eyeball. It's about the only place the skin's thin enough for you to get a grip on it, and 7 damage. It is not dead. It's certainly not dead, but it is seriously in a very, very upset state. Hang on, that's actually that. You are now locked in and beginning to sap energy from this creature. The rest of you
I'm
are
assuming it's getting weaker now.
Yes, it is getting weaker now. It will have disadvantage on its next strength check. But you're still locked in it. You're still wrestling this elephant for its blood.
Let's go again.
Yes, one
Normal
more
roll.
time.
All right. 18.
15.
Oof.
Because you managed to just continuously draw against it. That was supposed to be a disadvantage, too.
Mm-hmm.
7 more points of damage. Thank you for targeting the elephant to make my life easier. Right, hang on. I
didn't see a token for it. Sorry.
Look,
Oh, there it goes.
How do you not see it? It's right there.
My bad.
Character sheets in the way.
Element.
Yeah, I have to pull up my character sheet to use blood feed.
No, I got you. I'm just laughing because it's just, fucking elephant right there.
There we go. I'll just pop it out. There we go.
Yeah, no, the elephant is still in this fight. It is still struggling, though it is slowing down as you just continue to drink greedily from this poor creature.
Been so tasty.
Let's go again.
So do we just stand by and watch as this happens? I don't think I've seen him do this before.
Nat
20. Yeah, it rolled a natural 1.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
So yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll damage here. I would like you to describe what happens to this poor thing as you finally suck the
You watch
soul
as
out of it.
Boris. You watch as he lifts his head up, and you just see it's like this tendril of energy is just sucking out of the creature, and he just rears his head back. And his eyes are like bloodshot red, almost glowing in the afternoon or the morning light, and he just sinks back in, and his head almost sinks into the creature's temple, and you watch as it just tumples over.
The creature, I'm sorry, only glass of water, so I'm trying to talk around the corner.
Yep.
Looks like it was a good meal, eh?
Wow.
How many blood points do you get for?
A huge-sized creature? As you bring down this great gray behemoth.
I was gonna say.
Let's see. For a huge size, it is, or large size.
No, this is huge.
Huge? We didn't do huge. We
What
only
is
went up to
large
large.
then?
Large is 4.
Huge will be 7.
That brings me up to 9.
It's a lot better.
That is a lot better. I can go a few more. I can go a week without having to
Yeah.
get low again.
And you
Or
also
if
this
depending on if I use
blood-soaked
abilities
blue-
or not.
As this blood-soaked blue dragonborn finally unlatches himself and kind of staggers to his feet, the colors return to him, and now he is very painted in a colorful manner as well, as he looks reinvigorated.
As he get close, he has gesture of mouth. That's presentation. Or, yeah, presentation.
I wonder how the Triceratops are responding as I walk back towards the group. Because they haven't seen this. But they just watch something small just kill something as big as they are.
I'm just making an intelligence check here real quick.
I might be walking.
So that's an 11, which is a
Oh.
15 minus 4. They trust you, but they're a little uneasy about what they just witnessed. As you might expect.
Icarus, you may have a bite.
Icarus is. You look over and Icarus is already ripping at its tail, trying to remove it.
Of course, it goes for the ass.
Tail first.
Not even a good part.
Well, no, that's usually where most predators will go. They'll go for the easy entry points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Realizing the tail is not much sustenance, it moves towards the belly and begins pawing and scratching, trying to get through the thick hide. You figure he'll get there if you give him a little time.
The meat is still fresh if we want to make some rations out of it.
Have you ever tried eating elephants?
No?
No.
Not with.
Really that bad?
Like the world's oldest, gamiest goat.
Ew.
What type of elephant is this?
Asian.
Asian.
Male or female?
Male.
So it has tusk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the tusk might be of some use to you.
Yeah, those people do buy them. Ivory is a. Yeah, if you want the tusks, it's your kill.
I might as well
Normally,
use
I
the
don't
creature.
condone hunting animals just for a part of them, but something will come along and eat it.
I agree. But
Well, our friend
and he
here
watches
ate
the
quite a
horse
bit
takes
of
out
it.
his hammer and just starts snapping the tusk out, or assisting with like snapping it off the socket.
Make me a strength check for trying to bodily break off an elephant tusk
That's
without
pretty
cutting
insane.
it out.
That's actually insane.
14?
Yeah, you begin heaving on this thing and banging away, but it's not budging.
Buggles. Then may try. Yes, fucks up. There's on beggars. It just starts carving away.
Yep, it takes you a good few minutes of hacking through the thick cartilage and just skin
Okay,
and hide
guys.
near it, but eventually you're able to loosen it up in the socket enough that with the help of Balgoris and a big yank, you're able to remove the first of the two tusks.
Alright, that's one. Oh god, this thing is heavy.
Yeah, and the elephant is
show
on its
makes my
other
head
is
hurt.
lying outside, so like the other one.
Icarus.
Exactly.
He lifts his head up from the carcass.
Yeah, just
Help us
blood
push
all
it
the way
over.
down.
Uh,
Yes,
would you
Ghost?
would you require any kind of check for me to pull out the sunblade and cut the stomach open?
No, no, you're not. You begin just carving into it. What are you seeking?
I'm slicing it open just so that the guts kind of are out for anything to eat.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just.
So it doesn't explode.
Yeah, Icarus
I'm making
sees
it
the
easier
gap
for
you've
stuff.
created and dives up to his rear legs into the torso.
That's
I thought they
nasty.
smelled bad on the outside.
Like him to consume this. It's better.
Yeah.
that way.
There's just a lot of horrific wet sounds coming from the body of this elephant now.
Well, I'm not going to forget that sound. Not for a while.
So what the hell was it eating? Yeah,
I assume plants, but I
It
do not.
smells fermented.
this actually smells like.
mushrooms. Why
Does it smell it? Does it smell it? I mean, mushroom first.
No, it was mushrooms. It isn't anymore.
You know what the smell of fermented mushrooms is?
When you open enough animals, you learn to smell things.
Not the hunter.
Weird stank.
Not that kind, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to working on this next one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to basically like half lift up this damn thing's several 100-pound head to get this done. So I think you're gonna need some more assistance. We'll say Turbius comes over and gives you a
Yeah,
hand.
I was about to say this would be a perfect moment for Nico, and he got mad at us.
Hey, so in light of that, Rox will help because he has a strength of 19.
Really,
Bro,
you're strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how
the
strong
fucking-
Rox is.
The monk is basically okay.
You mean cleric?
Eric, yeah.
Yeah.
A monk would make sense, but he's
Sorry, no,
yeah,
it's
you said a
18.
strength of
Sorry, 18
yeah.
in strength, but still pretty tough.
All right.
Yeah, between
We'll
all of
assist
those
him.
and
So give him double proficiency or advantage.
yeah, I'll give you. No, I'm sorry. You're the one trying to rip this thing out of there. Now you get advantage because you've got people helping you. I
Oh, I was gonna say for him to roll it over first.
You're gonna
'Cause
roll
we
the
gotta
whole
push it.
animal over?
Well, at least roll the skull, or yeah, rotate the skull.
Let's get a group strength check from everyone who's involved in this. Then, if we're gonna be rolling.
No,
this-
Chaos is basically killing anything. The fuck out.
With or without advantage on this?
Since it's a group check, no advantage. Everyone's gonna roll though. So, who else is helping move the elephants?
Sorry, I am
Oh,
back. What
there's
happened
20.
after the tusk
We're,
were
we're
cut out?
flipping the elephant over.
Oh,
Well, there's
wow,
fucking next
okay.
20.
What?
I'm just taking.
Oh, there's a
the
20.
Back towards the.
So a natural 20, a 17, a 19. Torin, are you helping with this?
Yep.
Okay, let's get a strength check from you. Sebastian, are you helping from this? Team bonding.
I
I'll take the tusk back.
I mean, we could also take the leather.
We
It would
could.
be here for a
that's a
while.
lot of leather.
Try and skin this.
That would probably be 200 pounds of
Yeah.
uncured hide to carry. Yeah, with your collective rolls, with a great heave, you are able to slowly push this animal over onto its other side.
And why are we doing this?
His
Yeah.
tail
We
can get
kind of
the-
goes flop as he goes in the animal with it over, but he's okay.
The smell is
Eventually he emerges and he is covered in smears of green and brown and red everywhere, and he just looks like a lab
Happy
that
dog.
just found. He's just so happy.
He rolls onto his back, just fat, just arms in the air.
Yeah, just paws up. You know how dogs do it, where the like the wrist curl down. So
Mhm.
just kind of like
Icarus.
T-Rex
did
arms.
Did you puncture the stomach? God.
Oh god.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he's a
it's
predator,
Pretty sure he
right?
did. Yeah.
He is a predator. You're correct.
He's just acting like normal. It's just a
He
shame
was,
we're all
take-
here to see it.
Let's just there's a
Yep.
cloth that's underneath her armor, puts it over her nose, just
Oh,
starts
Feel
the
like we need
fucking
antitoxins.
rapidly cutting the fucking flesh
Apparently his
just to
throat
get
was
the
useful filtering.
ivory
You're
off.
going to need to air out for a while, and he just takes a fart.
Yeah. So I might have a trade item for Ivory.
Yay.
On
You
hand?
sure? Because I'm pretty sure
That's the
Ivory
same
is using spells.
Yeah.
already
No. So
default one.
I have a thing that's got a whole bunch of.
2 full-grown tusk, Asiatic elephant tusks, which aren't that big.
No, not
They're-
not that.
They're not as big as African elephants, but it's still like a significant.
Yes. And technically they're rarer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
not all Asian male elephants have them. Very common in African elephants.
Fun
Yeah.
fact.
It's
Fun
both happening.
fact. The majority of current African female elephants, because normally they all had tusks. Female elephants
Yes.
in Africa have stopped having tusks.
Yes.
Due to
Wow.
evolutionary pressure from ivory harvesting.
Well, yeah. Well,
I
good.
don't
At
have
least
one on
nature's
hand, so
somewhat
I'm
trying
going
to
to be
compensate for us
taking
being
this dragon
assholes.
boat entry and
That's a
doing
shame.
that.
True ivory is beautiful. What? The price of getting it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want it.
I've seen
I-
one real piece of ivory, and they're fucking amazing. Beautiful.
I've
saw-
seen
I
like
saw
little
them
things
in,
made of ivory, but
when I was in Djibouti, there were a couple of they had a swap meet come through the base, and yeah, they had some ivory pieces you could pick up, but I was like, I don't want it.
Yeah, you're the one
I
who
don't care if
also
it's
ate
naturally.
shark fin soup, though.
Yeah, I don't care if it's naturally sourced. I really don't want it.
Yeah, of course it's naturally sourced. What, do they grow it in a lab?
No, they
Hey,
could
give
lie
it
to
time.
us. They could lie.
Oh
How are we
yeah,
gonna
they can
prove
lie
it?
right to your face. It doesn't matter.
Gotta see if I've got an icon.
But
for-
ivory is an extremely rare material now. Most people will never see one in their lifetime.
Here we go. All right, who's carrying the ivory tusks?
I'll strap it to our elephant. It's the largest male.
mean,
Our
Trike.
trike.
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
So
Make it look like make it look more and more like a war mount.
put them in your inventory for the moment. So you've got 2
Yeah.
ivory tusks now.
Cool.
2 elephant tusks.
oh, he's overloaded.
You still have all those pearls. Wait, did you sell those pearls or no? You
Not
still
yet.
have the pearls.
We haven't found a place to sell them yet.
Fair enough.
And I'm actually still on good weight too.
Yeah,
I
you're
could
still
actually
only in
carry
second
these.
bar, and we're only caring about the detail one.
You know, I do like kind of try and live light.
Asian elephant tusks can be up to 1.8 meters long, approximately 6 feet.
How heavy
Yeah.
are they?
Let's see.
Because currently they're 10 pounds, but I'm more than willing to change that.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're more than 10 pounds.
According to Google,
Each
these are
adult male
smaller.
tusk weighs between
the
50
four-
and 79 kilograms.
Yeah, we're strapping them to the trike.
Yeah,
I am not
that's a
carrying
male. Yeah, a
Yeah,
female
so they
tusk
weigh
is only.
150 pounds apiece. Okay.
That's insane. Holy shit.
This is pure ivory we're talking.
I'm gonna-
I mean, yeah, but I was
I'm gonna
like,
put
damn,
in the
yeah.
party
I was like,
inventory
how
to
much would
represent
they
them
weigh?
being on the fucking creature, because there's no way in hell any of you are carrying that.
Just stick
Does
it in my,
Ink
we'll
on
just
Skin
put
know
it
how
in
to
my
make
bag.
a rudimentary sled that we can carry them around? Those things
You
are
could use
huge.
them as the feet as the sled
you're
tracks
right.
for the sled.
Yep, and they'd hold up too.
Yeah, for the skids. That's the word.
Oh, are we pulling a primal?
Yeah.
Are we pulling a primal?
Oh my god.
Making a sled out of mammoth tusk?
Hey, elephant bones are enormous and extremely durable. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
An elephant femur would come in handy, but we don't have time to harvest the whole
For
body.
what? A giant club?
Yes. Could you
course not.
imagine?
I, for one, would love to rock a bone mace.
Hey, a home-crafted bone weaponry. We could sell that.
That would very much fit into his Viking aesthetic too.
Yes. Also,
Yes.
maybe get Garish some memento from a hunt.
What do you mean, me a memento? It's his kill.
You all
This is a team
participated.
effort. This is a team effort. We all
You
did
just
this.
you just had to sit by and let him suck the blood.
But we helped.
Yeah, you
Everybody
guys
helped
all
shoot it.
watched over the course of about 15 seconds as he just drained the blood from this thing while being flung about.
Flail around, attached only by his maw.
Yeah, speaking of which, just because of the intensity of that scenario, can you make a Constitution save for me, War, just to see how sore you're gonna be after that?
Sure.
Wrestle with
I can agree
elephants.
with that.
Yeah, I'm.
Con, save,
Hunts.
roll.
I mean, give a piece of our own hunted ivory. That's pretty.
You're
That
okay.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
Doing okay.
You're a well-trained individual. You're you know you're gonna feel it the next day, but he didn't get flung into anything, so you'll be okay.
No,
This
no
was all
worse
part
than
of the
hunting a bone devil.
Your shoulder's a little tight, but it's
Was
it's
it all
nothing you
part of
worry
the training?
about. Well, they have
You would
mammoths in
actually be
Marrakesh.
surprised, old man.
Yes.
We do send some of the neophytes out to hunt some creatures they will probably die from. But
I'll
don't
try all
worry,
my blood.
we
I get
always
that.
we always bring at least one cleric with resurrection.
You intentionally send people out to potentially die.
No, we send them out on a hunting party and have them fight the creature so that they are prepared for the dangers that will incur on the rest of their career. There are safety measures put in place at every time. We don't let them encounter anything that would they have no hope of fighting.
Yeah,
Usually dire
channel
creatures.
chat. Let me show you some of the shit that lives up where he does.
It is a land of monsters. There's a reason Malgoris does not trust a lot of creatures.
Please tell me one photo as a kid.
Just
throw it in there.
His first hug.
He caught a house cat.
I will point out that creature in particular is somewhere between a mastodon and the Oliphants from Lord of the Rings in terms of actual size.
Oliphants are fucking
That's terrifying.
incomprehensibly large.
That is the terrifyingly big creature.
Those things are almost a titan. Those things are the Lord of the Rings equivalent of a titan.
Ugh. Yeah, no, I don't.
God.
No, not an Oliphant.
Wanna hunt
no,
one
I
of
would
those?
want to fight an Oliphant. I bet there's a stat line for it too. Someone has made an Oliphant stat line.
Categorized as a.
Yeah, I'm heading over to D&D Wiki.
Oh, you know someone. I wonder what they classify its size as.
They put it as gargantuan and then made it only a CR9.
I like advancement.
The thing
Alright,
would
let's
tower
see.
over the vast majority of other monsters.
And they made it a gargantuan size, but then only a CR9.
Yeah, because it's still just an elephant. It's huge.
How do you spell Oliphant?
OIL.
Oil font.
Or a font.
Yeah, it's just
OILPH?
just OILPHANTS.
Nope, nobody did it on D&D. On D&D Wiki.
I found one.
Oh,
5ESRD. They made it they made it gargantuan B CR8 only.
That's wow, damn, you were right on it.
Yeah. Because people
It's still-
always
yeah.
people always underestimate the CR because they want their players to fight it and no one plays with high-level parties.
Yeah.
In reality, that should be like a CR12 plus. Probably if I
Yeah,
were to be
that would
I'd
kill
say
you
CR
just by
13 or
like
14.
being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It is the
Because
same
no amount
size
of magic would save
category.
you.
It is the same size category as a fucking Tarask, though.
Or like an adult black dragon.
Yeah, it is
Ooh,
garbage.
Black Dragon versus an Oliphant.
The dragon's got
Dragon
the
wins.
flight and wins. It just hovers over top and uses its breath
And
weapon until
spells.
the elephant's dead.
I
And
want
it
to
is
see. I want to see a
considered
pack of
amount.
smaller dragons try to eat an Oliphant.
I would like
Hey,
to
there we
point
go. Part
out
of
that
that.
it's stomp attack, which it makes 3 attacks per turn, one stomp, one trunk, then a stomp or a gore, and its stomp attack is 5d10 plus 8, 11 plus 11 to hit, which is not CR8 damage. That's CR13 or 14 damage.
Yep.
What to say?
But the thing's only got 148 hit points, which is
It can
less
kill
than...
any of us individually in this party.
Yeah,
in one
meanwhile,
turn.
the Predator Worm you fought the other day had 260 hit points.
Yeah, they need to
That
bump
thing,
that
they're
up.
missing a 0 on that. That motherfucker, like, Oliphants are enormous.
Well, if you maxed out its health, 90, 20 plus 54.
90, 25. Yeah, you
You
would.
can go higher than that.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
could max
thing.
out its health. I've done that for a couple of the creatures you guys have had to fight in my campaigns because of the numbers.
Yeah.
I maxed out their health.
I've also, and I will cop to this, and I haven't done it recently, I've snuckily added 50 hit points mid-battle because you guys have been killing something too quickly before.
Oh, I've done that too. Yeah, that's perfectly fair.
Oh, the unexpected, like, crits. Or
Yeah, it's
critical
like, hi,
just-
you're
damage
doing
rolls.
or
24
the fight
damage
feels too
every
quick.
round, every person.
It's something you'll figure. Yeah, it's something you'll just figure out as a DM. You just see like, oh god, you're killing this way too quick.
Yep.
Add some health, or it's killing you way too quick. Nerf some health.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. I haven't had to nerf anything. I've if anything, I've been training towards underpowered. Except for those few times where I haven't. But
Yeah.
in any
I
case,
like
you
the
have
tusk sweep. That tusk sweep is gonna. That's a 20-foot cube.
so I have bookmarked this to my D&D ship bookmark for when I create that thing, because that's an inappropriate thing for the other thing we were showing you. But oh boy, I can't wait to go to Marrakesh and go fight. In
Oh
the
god,
mountains.
you're telling me there's Oliphants in Marrakesh? Oh god.
Again, they're not the size of Oliphants. They're probably 60% the size of Oliphants. They're still fucking enormous.
Yep, and
We're like 25 to 30 feet tall,
that
not
trunk
60.
slam. If you're grappled, it just slams you into the ground.
You're just dead. I feel that would just kill you on impact.
Trunk slam.
Well, it only does
DC
2d10.
17
You can
con
bump that
save
up.
for 2d10.
Ah, 2d10
Yeah, it needs to
for
be
a
higher.
slam. You'd be a slam from like 20 feet in the air.
Here's the best part. This isn't just something one dude wrote. This is from a creature codex. It's from literally like a printed book that had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different authors, and none of them said, yeah, this shouldn't be a CR8. Okay, moving on. We've had enough
Yep.
time with an elephant. Gathering yourselves from this bloody encounter and dragging a very, very engorged Icarus along, eventually having to just drape him over the back of the... Yeah, eventually you just have to kind of drape him over your lap as you ride upon this Triceratops, and the Trike is not pleased at this situation, but tolerates it because it's fine. It's fine. I just have this big-ass lizard on top of me now, in addition to the other 2 big-ass lizards. It's fine.
You can put Icarus over here.
Icarus, go ride with Garish.
Rolls off the trike.
Icarus
I
is
can
asleep,
control water,
and
not
he is
smell.
snoring loudly and wetly.
Never mind, it's fine.
I won't say its name, but I will post it in the chat. I'm assuming one of these exist.
Wait, did I delete that picture on accident?
I appreciate you not saying the name.
Yep. I will not. I am superstitious as fuck.
I live in Illinois. We don't have those things here.
Yeah, Wendigo would not survive in Florida. Sorry.
Yeah, you got your own swamp
You
now.
got swamp ape
Yeah.
item.
He also got fucking Florida man. He also got Florida man.
Florida man would bury the Wendigo.
Good horror movie. Why has no one made this a horror movie?
Hey,
Because
KJ has something completely worse. He has Gator.
That's it.
To be fair, I'd say the Wendigo's got better odds against a gator.
A Gator.
A Gator.
Well, yeah,
It's not
cooperate.
Don't go into the swamps,
When
bitch.
the gators start hunting in packs, we're all fucked.
Exactly. Gator Man is basically much worse.
Mimicry pounce.
South Carolina.
Gator Man is King Croc on steroids.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Can hide even when only lightly obscured.
Okay, let's refocus.
Yeah,
Let's continue on.
We've spent 30 minutes just dicking around now.
Yep, let's go.
We killed the elephant 20 minutes ago. You continue to make your way through. You continue to make your way through the outskirts of the city. Eventually, after another couple of hours, which I'm going to advance the clock just so I keep track of timing. It's probably about 10:30 in the morning now. You come upon the actual mountain at the far side of this valley, and you notice unlike the first cave you had entered, which had actually gone through a large structure, this one, while it is still built with a grand archway as a once well-used passageway, this one is in worse condition, and it doesn't have a great overhang to protect it, so much of it is collapsed. And this tunnel leading through the mountain appears to be the means to escape this valley and go back in. And you see as Ink kind of glances over, it's like, you smell something? You get a perception check from anyone who trusts their sense of smell. 2 people.
Perception, where are you? Perception.
All right, Roxby, and who's the second?
I smell nothing. Just like in real life.
Yeah, no, Roxby, you still have that scent from the elephant's innards stuck in your nose, and it's just ugh. Garish, on the other hand, you can something alien and yet familiar, earthy, but like decaying plant matter mixed with something else, something fungal.
Oh no.
It smells like a lot of mushrooms in one place. Okay. Mushrooms around here, usually not a big deal, can be. Just don't touch anything, don't eat anything.
as I would like to get that smell out of my nose. So I doubt I'll be putting or eating anything.
I mean, the alternative was we climb a mountain and take 2 more days. But let's go.
Yeah, nobody eats these. These do not smell. Ugh.
Let me.
Yeah, so you might want to maybe close your microphone.
Yeah, you've been quiet this whole time.
Give me a moment. I think I bumped the output down. That's why. Yeah, I did. How do I sound now?
Better.
Clearer.
Okay. Yeah, these do not smell anywhere close to edible. Do not. Ugh. God.
Heading in, you find yourselves in a similar cave to the first one, only unlike the first, which still had bits of green plant matter, gaps in the rock ceiling high above, leading rays of light down in places. Here it is all dark, damp, except for in some places, colorful lights. Some of the mushrooms here emitting brilliant glow in various colors of greens and pinks and blues and reds. The air is stagnant and still and dusty. And you feel the spores almost as you breathe them in. The light shining from your various
Papa
ignited blades or glowing hammers or torchlight and lantern light is thick with this fog of spores, this thick dust filling the air around you. As you make your way further down the cave, you find that, much like the first one, this one seems to have kind of a raised platform that's been carved in, going down the middle, while either side you see a drop. Sometimes 10 feet, sometimes 50 feet, down on either side. Occasional branches where there might have once been wooden bridges connecting between this main passage and side ones. You now just see an absent side passage and nothing as a bridge. Every surface, as you continue, is covered in a fine web of white mycelium. Different mushrooms of different kinds growing together into one evolving biomass. And as you continue, it gets thicker, and dimmer, and dustier.
Hey, Ink.
Yeah.
You said you haven't had any issues with nature in recent, have you?
I've had plenty of issues.
But mostly of plants coming alive, not
Uh,
involving your
No,
Fey
nothing
friends.
like that, no.
Okay.
I mean, there are living mobile plants. There are woodwards and like ants, and occasionally you end up with a small blight that grows, but nothing abnormal in that way, no?
Nothing abnormal in recent.
Not that I've encountered.
Okay.
This is somewhat abnormal down here.
That's what I was worried about.
As you-
Hopefully, it's nothing too major.
Yeah. And as you continue down this path, sounds seem to feel off. It's almost like you can hear an echo from every tiny sound in a way that doesn't make sense, as if it comes before a sound. Colors seem to swirl. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yay.
Oh, I'm seeing some low numbers.
That was a 20, not a 2. What? I even saw it roll a 20. I just decided, nah.
Give me a moment to get to her sheet.
Quirky Scratch. Yeah, I need Lotus's too.
Yep, working on it. Ew.
Oh no.
Lotus, Quirky Scratch, Sebastian, and Roxby. You begin to lose track of things around you. And the rest of you, those of you who I did not just name, notice your companions starting to become listless as they begin to just kind of sway in place and lose. Icarus also just begins losing track of what's going on around them, losing focus. It's almost like they've been drugged.
Cinemoris, they look weird to you.
And who rolled the lowest?
Look a little
Icarus
wheezy.
rolled the lowest. As you see, as Icarus suddenly takes an abrupt turn and begins walking directly towards the cliff edge.
Oh, no,
Grab
no,
him.
No, 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 no. Icarus, sit.
He does not react to you at all.
I run up and tackle him.
I was gonna say, pick him up now.
Yeah, as you tackle him, he kind of just shudders a bit and like just kind of looks up confused.
You
And
okay,
then
boy?
you look over just in time to see Lotus and Quirky Scratch also just walking straight towards the edge.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to need help here. I can't get them all.
I grab.
Rox is
I
walking
grab.
towards the edge. Sebastian's walking towards the edge.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
So
guys,
I grab.
really?
I
Who's,
grab.
who's
Quirky-
grabbing who?
I
Oh
grab
shit, we didn't
Quirky
roll
Scratch and
Turbius.
Lotus.
Hang on, I gotta see if the Minotaur is also walking towards the edge.
Oh no! Please no. Hey, show that in the
Minotaur is walking towards the edge.
All right.
There's not enough of us.
So Exile, can I use 2 maneuvers in 1 attack?
Explain what you're doing and then maybe.
A sweeping attack to trip everybody that's walking to the edge.
You're all in pretty close proximity. I'll allow you to do that on any 2 people.
Okay, who's grabbing who?
I will grab since I'm riding on the trike with rocks. I will grab rocks at the minimum. And, oof. It had to be the other pairs. Fuck.
Wait, how do you know that language?
I need to get some. I need some results, people. Who's grabbing who?
I'll go for Sebastian. I'll go for the old man.
Rocks.
You tackle the old man. You got Roxby.
Okay, who's left?
Turbius, Lotus, and
Lotus,
Quirky.
Turbius, and Quirky Scratch. Someone's going over the edge.
Icarus.
Icarus is just kind of laying there, kind of
Okay,
out
he
of
can't
it.
grab anybody. Fuck.
Wait.
Yeah, no, he's still recovering after also falling victim to this.
I'll stick out my
Everyone's
tail and
speaking
trip
different
and
languages.
trip Quirky Scratch.
Oh, looks like Lotus is going over the edge.
Well, no, you can trip Turbius and Lotus.
Yeah.
Or you consider, I will say, the edge here is not like hundreds of feet. It's probably 40 feet. Who would survive the best?
Very bad fall.
Yeah,
It would
the
survive the
Turbius will Turbius will be able to take that a lot better than either of those 2.
Okay, that makes sense. He can speak that. How can you speak that?
Best part is it doesn't actually tell me what language. I can read it all, but it doesn't tell me what language everything is.
That's Celestial.
Okay.
Magic lines, bullshit lines, the language.
Yeah, I think they tried to base it off of Aramaic.
I'm pretty sure they just grabbed whatever weird fonts they could find. Yeah, so we'll say...
Because Aramaic kind of looks like that.
So, Corin, you grabbed Quirky Scratch and you grabbed Roxby?
No.
Or Lotus?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you watch as Turbius just walks over the edge.
Oh, he'll be fine. I knew a guy that got blown out
You're
of a
a-
fucking Humvee turret, fled 40 feet off a bridge and landed in a fucking truck. He'll be fine.
Do we?
Turbius
do we
takes...
hear-
Ooh, that's too many 6s. 16 points of bludgeoning damage as he collapses down into the cave below. You just
We also
hear a
don't know. We also don't know what's at the bottom.
Yeah, it could be something else down there.
The punji trap.
Yeah, as you kind of slap these people in their senses, those of you who have fallen victim to this, as you're being jostled around, people are knocking you around. You kind of come to your senses and you just go, "What? What?"
That
You kind of
just
lost track of time there, and you don't really know what just happened. And you just hear a thud and look over the edge, and you see Turbius just laying on the ground, just kind of sits up, a little confused looking.
Nervous, are you okay?
You can't park there.
No.
You gotta get back up here, boss. Come on.
have a day.
I mean, we could probably
And
just talk
every
to the
issue can be
rope.
solved with the mind.
I mean, how many spells do you have?
Yeah, just Turbius begins floating up and arrives back at the top.
Hey, flap your wings, it'll help.
What is going on here? Ink.
You look over and Ink is nowhere to be found.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
Don't tell me Ink was huffing the booth too.
Ink also failed his save. you
Oh,
look,
Do you
you
ask
look
it's
over on the
on
other
room?
side, and Ink is lying on the ground as well.
You let's get some room.
What about did Izan fail his save?
Interestingly enough, your animals didn't seem as badly affected, except for Icarus.
I was going
Not
to
bad.
say, Izan is Fey. It shouldn't have been affected at all.
And same goes for the thing goes for the cat.
Well, then Fame would go for literally
Haven't seen
loaded.
the cat in a while. The cat just kind of seems to show up as needed.
It appears and disappears.
Just like a cat.
It is
Like, no,
Fey.
actually, just like a cat. My cats disappear, and they'll pop up eventually.
Take
I know they're
inventory
still
of
in
the
the
cats
house.
right now. And then calculate how much time it'll be until they reappear on your desk.
Again, this one is a Fey. We had a Fey fucking tell us it's a Fey.
Yeah, no, not.
So it probably easily can just appear and disappear as it wants.
It is never late. It arrives perfectly when it needs
As
to.
you all say that, you look over and see Nefer just standing about 20 feet further along the path with a kind of head cocked towards you guys, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
You can stop doing that eventually, you know, right?
Hold on. We said this is the Fey language.
Sylvan?
Yes. Mm.
A short time later, you see this Ink crawls his way up, like, these are different mushrooms than I'm used to.
No shit.
They're all poison. Some kind.
It seems to affect the mind.
He also
Do I have any antitoxin left? And you see as he begins digging through his bag.
You watch as Balgoris pulls out one.
Maybe
Also,
you
shouldn't I
can
get advantage on that save since it's poison?
You will get advantage on the next save. I forgot to mention it. Yeah. And it was better for dramatic effect anyway.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, to make it, yeah. So that way you don't give it away. I feel you.
Yeah. But it is technically a poison-like effect.
I was gonna say, like, poison or like...
It's a drug.
So we're basically in a mushroom shroom cave essentially.
Yes.
The one advantage to being a paladin.
Quirky Scratch, I take it you're looking for history about mushrooms?
I'm trying to recall. There's some shit.
Of all the forms of life you are intimately familiar with, mushrooms are something that's just not come up all that often in your studies, as they're not the most common things out there in the deserts. You know that many mushrooms, especially those that live in the Underdark, can have psychoactive properties. Some are used recreationally, some are very deadly indeed. You would gather these fall into a camp like that. That in there, many of them you notice are actually very large. Some of them are similar in size to like you guys. You gather these may not be normally found so close to the surface. These might be.
Looks like it moves. Do not touch it.
You can.
I'm just picturing the walking mushroom from Dungeons of Delicious now. Or Delicious.
I was gonna say
there are certain caves
if it
we
looks
do
like
not go.
it can even twitch, don't touch it.
About
So,
shit.
Mr. Forrester, have you ever encountered a myconid?
Oh, what? Actually, would I know what he's talking about?
A myconid?
Unless you went
Make
really
Sebastian.
Yeah.
You've
A
seen these
history
mushrooms
check?
before.
Oh,
Yep.
no, wait.
You can't remember
probably-
the name of them. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of underdark mushrooms that occasionally make their way towards the surface when you're near an access point to the deeper terrain. Yeah, Garish, you're not familiar with mushrooms like this.
No, I was saying if I understood what he was talking about. I don't know what he's fucking talking about.
They
You-
are sentient.
You understand what the
mushrooms.
word might mean, but you don't know what the hell it is.
They're
yeah,
typically harmless unless you disturb their territory.
And it seems like
we
we're
never
doing
had
that right now.
Yeah.
We never had it.
Sebastian, you
enough
do know
darkness
that
here.
I want he roll a natural 20 on a history check for a 29, guys. Please just give me a second to give him
Yep,
something for that.
Big
Alright.
brain.
Mushrooms are something you have some long-standing experience with. You've seen mushrooms like this before. At least some of the ones that might have caused this, some of the blue ones in particular. You can't remember what they're called, because I never named them. But these particular ones are known to have a means of acquiring new food for the colony, influencing the various organisms that come near them and causing them to throw themselves to their death so that their rotting bodies might feed further growth. You also know that standard antitoxins and other compounds are effective to an extent at resisting their damage, but that with enough exposure, this will happen again.
Yes.
I
All
just
right.
want to make that comment.
Yeah.
Yes. It seems like we might be close to a major colony. For now, we might be safe, but I would suggest we leave this area as soon as possible, or
I
seek
agree.
counsel with seek counsel with the colony. But I don't think would be really welcome.
Is this an actual mechanid hive? Are we?
That-
Oh, oh no.
Judging by the immediate effects, possibly, but I've never seen one this close to the surface.
Yes, usually we have to go into the caves. Couple.
Berkey,
Mm,
get some lower end fire spells ready.
No.
No, I
no.
wouldn't do that shit, kids. Those
You could
They
clear
we are
kind of-
in their territory. It's
And
a
also-
very bad idea to make them any angrier than they might be.
Yes,
Also-
they're already trying to kill us. I don't exactly.
They are just
care
doing
if they-
natural.
You also know that the orange mushrooms in this room are known to be explosive.
Yes, he said orange. Do you see those orange ones, kid?
Yes.
Ooh, we're like the red barrels in Doom.
Don't
No,
touch
just kidding.
them. Don't bring fire anywhere near them, or they will explode. They are another part of the defense for the colony. We are in their territory, and we have to play by their rules.
Trust me,
Now-
Sir Forster, I agree with you in most aspects. You hunt the monsters, but these creatures are typically benign unless they are provoked. And let's
Yes.
leave it at that.
Yes, it's possible they're looking for some growth for the colony. If we run into one, we might be able to garner passage, or we leave as quickly as possible. But I do not know these caves, and I believe that would be to our striped friend over there.
I've never heard of these mushroom people you're talking about.
They are.
Oh, that's a
I have
bugger.
seen creatures from the Underdark around here before, but Greeks, Ropers, Dark Mantles. That's the most of it.
You see as he kind of scans the ceiling for
Yeah,
stalactites.
Balgars looks up too. It's like, oh shit. How close are we to a underdark access way?
My
I have
guess,
no idea.
judging by the extent of the growth, I'd say close. Closer than we want.
No.
Also, if the
How
wall
much
starts
further do we
shaking,
need to
be
go then?
careful for underhooks.
Yes, the Underdark is full of terrors, but also great adventure.
Malgorus raises an eyebrow like, no, it's not.
Adventure.
It's like,
Oh,
In
there's
turn with
many
this
wonderful things down there, if you don't mind all the imminent death. But
You
there's
want
a
to
rich history
adventure
there.
towards what is basically hell.
Oh no! Hell is
literally-
very different than the
There is
Underdark.
literally hell, and then there's the Underdark. They're completely different in
Hell is
equally real
ve-
places.
I know.
Hell is
Garage
hell is very
knows,
different than the Underdark. Trust me.
but
The Underdark is full
Good.
of many mysteries.
to Garage, the Underdark is almost a hell because
Oh,
of
it might as well be to everyone here.
yeah, it is basically hell for anyone of the top worlders.
Because
That
I
is
can
true
imagine
hell.
your reaction to the Drow Society. Whew, they are quite something.
Suffice to say, we have never encountered one of those in my lands. Otherwise, it would have been a full crusade to wipe them out of existence.
Most of the surface drow live in domes.
Misandrist cunts.
Wording is strong. Yeah.
Yeah,
You see,
drow
as Ink finishes digging through his bag and pulls out a, to many of you, familiar-looking vial of pink liquid and quickly downs. He's like, "That was my last dose.
I have
It will
one
not-
more. Who needs
it-
it?
Not yourself."
Luckily, Helm has not forsaken me completely. I should be alright.
Does anyone else have any antitoxins handy? Because you had a bunch of them at one point.
Yeah, that was
lots of
during,
Oh, one
during the
disappeared in my
ambush
bag.
check.
I almost forgot about it. Let's drink it.
I got poisons and acid, not antitoxins.
Lotus has
Uh,
one. She should probably drink
I've
hers.
If only the alchemy jug.
Malgorus
just, like,
will give his
resistant.
away to any person who wants it.
I've black
Maybe if I
cast
drink
rum.
enough wine, I get drunk enough, the spores will have less of an effect.
Alright, so Lotus has taken one. Ink
Okay,
has
Father
taken
Goodwin.
Got one, yeah.
Would you
If
consider
I
a
actually planned
potion?
for this, I could have actually gotten my spell for resist poison.
Yeah, the one time it's a useful spell.
Yep.
It's like,
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure she has a spell or multiple spells that could have been useful if I had known about this kind of shit. Because oh hey, look at that wandering wind.
Yeah. Keep us up. Keep us downwind.
so I'll ask again. Potion resistance counts for this, or poison resistance?
Yes.
Yes.
Glug glug glug.
Oh, you had one. Nice.
He has a better one, arguably. Because now you also take resistance to poison damage.
Hey, there you go.
I'll say for the sake, even though it doesn't say it on the card, I'll say mechanically it also has the effect of antitoxin, where you have advantage against saving throws to be poisoned, because it just makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it would make sense that if you're resistant to getting poisoned, you'd be able to
So
resist
you're resistant
staying.
to poison damage, you should be resistant to the active poisoned. Yeah, it makes sense. Suffice to say, we should probably not stick around and keep going at low speed. Let's go.
Yes. These
Lady
antitoxins
Lotus
will
here.
only last so long.
Lotus had her own. She drank hers.
Oh yeah, she drank hers. Let's see who else would be good to have one. Sebastian
Trivius.
took one.
Quirky.
Lady Scratch. Here,
Sure.
and he tosses you the. Let me see if I can remember how to bring
Just consume it, and we'll remember she drank it.
Okay, cool. Yep, use. Boom.
All right. So Sebastian, Roxby, Lotus, Balgoris, because of your thing. You all
Quirky.
have, huh?
Quirky.
And Quirky Scratch all have resistance to the effects of this. As you continue down, I will need another saving throw from everybody, however. And for the sake of just not, let's say the animals aren't affected.
Okay.
For the sake of not dealing with too many people.
Mm-hmm.
I understood.
So another con.
Another Constitution saving throw with advantage for everyone who drank one of the antitoxins or potions of resistance, or who is Belgoris. The DC is 12.
Or who is Balgoris? Like it's a.
Oh no!
Why is
line?
Belgoris?
Who is Valcoris? Well, Valcoris is going over the edge.
Yeah, Belgoris, you kind of look around. Torin.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
It
and I
meets
gotta
it
do
beats.
ink.
Ha! Fuck you.
I lost ink. I'm gonna put ink on this fucking page so I don't lose him anymore. He also needs to make his
Tony.
save.
What do I need to roll to grapple hockey?
There'd be a dexterity save to try and grab him as he starts to walk over the edge.
Get back here, hockey.
I'm gonna
You have
grab
a flat pen.
Balgoris. You said a deck save?
Yep. Ink rolled double 10s with a +2, so he just survives it.
Get back here.
Yeah, Ink. Yeah, Ink
You
I'm
grab me by
grab
the
the
tail,
back-
like,
I'm-
ah!
you shake it off, and there's
No,
you guys are all.
I'm grabbing you by the back of the plate armor, just yanking you.
I'll grab him by the tail. That'll wake him up immediately.
No one's gotten. Yeah, no one's fallen victim twice yet. Okay. For the next 15 minutes or so, you continue, and you notice as the cave is not just going through the mountain, it is sloping downwards. And you are going deeper and deeper underground. And the mushrooms seem to grow thicker and more varied in size and color and appearance.
Are you sure this is the right way?
This is the original path out. The land
This
is low
is-
on the other side.
Okay, because I was going to say this is taking us lower.
I've been through
Yeah.
this cave once before. It did not have mushrooms last time. But that was like 6 years ago.
Lycanids expand their territory, but usually not this far. Again, as we get closer, to the entrance, we might encounter
Motherfucker.
a true Myconid.
Yep.
It's been so
Good,
long
Hockey?
since I've seen one.
Hockey, you good?
Yeah.
I wanted to take that off. I don't want to be concentrating on that.
Searing Smite against the mushrooms.
No.
Immediately explodes.
Yeah, no. I was
Smacks the
actually-
mushroom. Whoever hit it just disappears in a ball of light.
I don't want to use it. I wanted to stop the concentration on it.
Well,
Yeah,
my
there we go.
original
Break the
plan was
concentration.
was
I don't know why I
Quirky
was so
could
concentrating on it.
take and hold a fuck. English
Fireball?
is failing. Yeah, a fireball. Like shoot a fireball down in front of us.
It'd be that
Down-
shit from Deep Rock
Wait,
Galactic where it's just a
it-
chain reaction.
No. As
I
far
just want you
as
to
far down the
understand how
path.
oxygen moves in a cave.
I know. It comes in through the entrances, but hey, there's an entrance behind us.
Yeah, which way do
My-
you think the blast wave's going to propagate as a result?
There's also an entrance out ahead of us.
Path of least resistance.
Somewhere.
Yeah. My
Everyone we know can be blocked too.
Well, no, my thought process was, hey, the fire is going to kill all the or burn all the spores in the air. She's not aiming for any of the mushrooms on the sides. She's aiming as far down the path as she can.
Also, depending on the concentration of these spores, we could also be dealing with
Fires.
it's a grain explosion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need that.
Mhm. Or
Would not be
pissing off a colony that's nearby. We haven't been confirmed that
Oh,
there's one
God.
here. But yeah, an angry Myconid colony would suck right now.
If
What-
there's
what
anything
CR
that could kill the party
Hey.
quickly.
What CR are they, Warlord?
They
It's not,
vary.
it's not the CR you gotta be worried about, it's what Myconids can do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when
vary
you're in
as
their
well.
territory.
They vary. Like there's the lesser ones which aren't that bad, but they do get like once you get to like the elders and stuff like that, it gets
And that's just the Myconids proper, they always have husks.
that too.
They always have husks. Society needs to keep running, you know?
And
Remember Baldur's Gate 3? That hook core? That could be a possibility.
Oh god,
have never
Hook Horror
played
has a
Baldur's
husk. I think
Gate,
it's
so-
scary.
As you continue deeper into the cave, I need everyone to make one final, for the moment, Constitution saving throw to avoid as the spores grow thicker still.
Alright, come on.
Ow.
Okay.
It's okay.
The dice just being tossed around my screen.
Yeah, I can't even see the numbers because there's
My
so
That's
many.
screen
better.
is so wide, so my whole screen is covered in dice.
There's just dice everywhere.
It's a fucking miss.
Here, here, just ignore
What was
this
that,
number.
Goku?
This is just for the sake of
Hey, good
messing
job.
with KJ.
Show us that advantage. Oh god.
Incredible. What was the
I can't
total
see.
number for that roll?
4,731
Nice.
All right,
for
magical number.
103 D100s.
What was that for?
Just for messing with KJ.
Throwing dice across my super wide.
Oh.
I have it across 2 monitors, so I'm getting a similar experience.
Yeah, which was like from one side, a splash of dice.
Let
across
me
the screen.
actually do inks as well.
All right, so DM, question.
Yes.
Quirky failed their roll, and I dexterity saving for 17. Do I catch them?
You do. However, Quirky Scratch, how many times have you failed now?
Oh.
I think every time.
Two.
No, twice.
No, it's
only
been
failed
2.
Twice. She's only failed twice.
Okay. Quirky Scratch, you feel a tightness in your chest.
And hello.
You're starting to cough.
Yep, knew that was coming.
Okay.
Nothing worse at the moment.
The more you fail, the more likely the infection is going to take you. And then you won't get a choice.
Remember, we were talking of the flood. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was like, you motherfucker. You put the flood in the game. Well, we're
I
all
didn't
dead.
put the flood in the game. God, no.
I wanted to wipe the party. Blood.
This is a case of once we get to the edge of the cave.
Oh shit! I forgot that's
every
under wisdom.
fire spell known to man. Blow that cave up now.
And hope it
It's
stops.
it's a worthy sacrifice. The whole party to stop the flood. Yeah.
So after you explain what Sebastian's roll goes for.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
It's a medicine, so mixed with my history that I already know. If I can deduce what's going on with the, if there's anything extra. Don't know what a 22 gets me, but I can guesstimate. I wanted to put a roll behind it.
Influenza.
Oh no! She got the flu.
Yeah, hopefully it's not the Spanish flu.
Does lesser restoration help with the Spanish
Patient
flu?
0 of the Black Plague.
Oh no.
And I could have on my lap.
And we're heading towards a settlement too. Oh no.
Balgors will be fine. The rest of you might not be.
Yeah, so Quirky Scratch, you have picked up a fungal infection of unknown nature at this time.
Have fun.
Hell shit.
I can grasp.
Yeah,
How
Sebastian,
wary
you
are they?
you know that breathing in this many spores is generally not good for one's health,
Yeah.
but you don't know the specifics of what might be going on. Because right now she's just begun coughing. It doesn't seem too ill or anything.
Yeah, I'd be coughing too if I was on all this, but we gotta keep going, man. Let's go.
Yes.
As I
the
help
easier
her
the
up to
better.
her feet.
Yeah. Begin moving further down. Eventually, you find yourself entering a sort of different part of the cave. Here, it's as if you've left the built-up path, and it has now begun to wind. Now, instead of walking on regular old gray limestone rock, you've entered what appears to be a large cave of volcanic glass, obsidian surfaces, many sharp and jagged. An old lava flow, long since buried. The ground covered in a film of mycelial goo and dirt and the centuries of decayed material. And you find yourselves feeling like you're being watched. As you hear strange resonant tones echoing on the air.
Balgorus lifts up the
Must be
mace
distant
to
singing.
provide some light for everybody.
May I roll perception to hear?
Yeah, yeah.
To see if I can get.
Yeah, if you're trying to listen.
Nope, I'm not hearing well.
GM,
Yes.
would I be able to roll survival to understand what I'm hearing?
Alright,
from?
I'm back.
Or
You
would
could
that
roll
be a nature?
perception to hear it. To understand it is different. Right now, it's just kind of the very edge of hearing.
Okay.
Oh, also, Lady Scratch, please come here.
Sure.
Or as he moves the trike next to you, and you watch how he holds his hand up to you.
Lord Helm, though I am not truly worthy, please vest this body, so under your watchful gaze it is given great health.
And I expend 5 points to cure you of your disease.
5 points to lay on hands, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I was like, you just got 9 for the other points.
No. This is lay on hands.
Yeah.
Hands.
Exile.
And you are perfectly
Yes.
healthy once again.
What is a 14?
Thank you, actually. Really can.
Yes. I think we're going to need, as he's holding up the mace and just looking around, I think we're going to need you in your best health.
Good job, Sir Balgorus. Will certainly lend us a little help as we get closer.
So
I can only do it 2 more times, so
Garish.
hopefully I don't have to.
Don't worry, I
need
do
you-
have something.
Garish,
I have something in case of
Hang
emergencies.
on, guys.
Hold
Garish,
on.
as you kind of open your mind to this, you open your ears and you try and hear it. You just hear this strange resonating chorus, like distant wind chimes, soft and ethereal. You can't really understand what's being said, what's being transmitted, but I'm gonna need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no!
I knew that was coming.
Oh no!
Do people like you?
Uh oh.
Can you convince people to like you?
Not really.
You all watch as Garish takes off in a run straight down the cavern away from you all.
Fuck.
What are you
Yeah.
going?
Let's get some
we need to
real
go after
maggots
them.
after him.
They got to him.
I've been charmed, haven't I?
Yeah,
Oh
you
no!
you are
Yes.
not yourself.
Oh yes, and
no.
it's one of the more annoying ones too.
Do we lead the animals or do we just go on head after him?
I will say it's getting hard to move on the animals right now because
Give us the honor, Blue.
it's very narrow in places.
Azan, keep an eye on the trikes. Let's go.
What's he
Yes.
said?
Sorry, Azan. I do not mean to impart orders on you.
Yeah, Ink runs past you. He's like, whatever, it was a good order. And you all begin taking off.
As he gets close to Garish.
No,
That was
hang
a-
on, you're still chasing.
He's
But
in full sprint.
I'm on the broom.
Yeah, give me a second. You're still chasing, but you're
Tri-
further down. But
Tristan, how far can you move with the broom?
50 feet.
he's faster.
I'm way faster. At a full sprint, I'm way faster than that.
Okay, Kios gets off, and
Yeah, he just did. Garish just disappears into the darkness, and
Cause no,
Garish say
Yeah,
nothing.
there
Yay,
we go.
map time.
There
Say
we
nothing.
go. Let's
Oh.
go.
Yes, Pretty.
Shit.
very pretty.
Well, this is going to be bad.
I agree. Remember, we might be able to get out of this if we show them respect.
If they don't.
So
want to
he's
take
like
them.
completely
I
out of
know.
our sight gone, to be
We
understood.
can always offer them something else.
He's gone. I don't know what he sees, but I'm worried.
Yeah, I wish
I'm gonna
I knew
say-
how far he was, because I was gonna ask, but then everyone was so loud. I was gonna try and
he
trip him
was
with
at
my
full
spiritual
speed
weapon.
for a little bit before you got there. You don't know how far he is. But I'm gonna need
I mean, my image is all blown out.
you guys to tell me what you're doing as you chase him down, because you have one round to decide what you're doing before events might transpire.
I'm just coming after him. There's nothing else I can do for that.
Okay. Preparing anything? Doing anything?
It would be a good idea. Let's see, who's our frontliners? I bless myself. Yeah, I'll cast Bless on myself, Nemoris, and Turbius.
Fuck.
We're the frontliners.
Yeah, I'd catch up to QS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me see if I can. I don't think the effect will actually. I don't think it'll actually put an effect on us.
We're not going to have enough time tonight to do this, so we're going to call it short, but... I'm sorry, Garish. You're the one who tried to hear it.
I was trying to understand what I was hearing, damn it.
Your lack of knowledge of the Myconids have cost you.
Yeah.
You're
go.
the one that was like, yeah, no, you need to hear it first. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to understand what the fuck I'm hearing right now.
Yeah, and then you said I want to understand it, which didn't make your case better.
I was asking. No, I asked, what would I need to roll to understand what I am hearing? Not
yeah, you did. You understand what you're hearing.
You now understand perfectly.
Oh, we don't have a thing for bless, do we?
Got your Billy.
Like an effect.
Yeah, we don't really have one for bless.
Ah.
But
sure,
as you all
That'll be
continue
my
running down
opening
this cave,
move.
we're going to call tonight's session here simply because we do not have enough time to get through the
Yeah.
inevitable.
No,
Garish,
you don't.
how about you just give them a number?
That
you can see. Yeah, because you don't see all of them.
I was gonna say, let me continue looking around because I can count 8 currently.
Yep, it's a colony. Hopefully we don't have to fight an elder.
I can count 10 while looking through your perspective.
Where?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, 9. Sorry, 9.
Where?
Well,
Where's
there's
9?
The
I see
ones
one
next to you.
Yeah, I see.
Further down, bottom.
I can't see down here.
I see one right there.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I didn't notice him.
Yeah, you don't notice the one standing next to that one, but yeah. So we're gonna call tonight's session here a little short. Because we would have had more time if we didn't spend 30 minutes dicking around with elephants.
It wouldn't have.
That's part of our.
That's
part of our enjoy.
Yeah.
Also, if I'd gone into this drained, this would not be a good scenario for us.
Yeah.
Hey, Warlord, what's an elder look like?
I'm not gonna spoil that for you.
Me and War both know what they look like. Yeah, we're not telling
that one, Exile.
Well, alrighty then. That'll be the end of this D&D session for this weekend. A little bit shorter. About 2 hours. I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, and a good night. But like all things in the reverse, they all must come to an end.
And so too must this voice. And anywho, I am just Longshot, signing off.